Main ingredient here is beef tripe. I got this in my local Chinatown supermarket. You could probably find it at a butcher shop as well. You'll need 3 medium-sized potatoes, an onion, a cup of peas, some garlic, mint leaves or Yerba Buena. I'm not sure if there's any difference there. Wikipedia couldn't really help me out. Some turmeric, cumin, salt, pepper. And here's a specialty item. It's called Aji Amarillo pasta, and it basically means paste from yellow aji peppers. Yellow hot pepper paste, I guess it says in English down here. Could have just looked at that first. And just for garnish and a little bit of flavor, some flat leaf parsley. I'm gonna peel the potatoes. Damn it. I'm gonna dice these. I'm gonna dice up the onion.
Oh, my eyes are watering so hard right now. I swear I'm not crying. I swear I wasn't watching soap opera. Just chopping onions.
I need about a tablespoon of garlic pureed. I'm gonna throw it in my food processor. All right, let's take half of the mint and we're gonna chop up the leaves. And let's get a few little sprigs of parsley. So we're gonna start by boiling our tripe. That's actually a pretty big piece, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Ooh, looks pretty cool actually, right? And throw in some of our mint / Yerba Buena. And we're gonna do that for 45 minutes until this is nice and cooked. All right, so while the tripe is boiling away, we're gonna do a nice side dish of some white rice. I've got, all that was left in my bag was 1 cup, so I guess that'll just be, you know, a couple servings, and that is exactly a cup. It's not just a cup. So we're gonna start out by rinsing this off 3 times with cold water. And you'll see it'll start getting a little lighter. So let's cover that up with a little bit of water, just enough to like cover your hand. So we're gonna leave that for 30 minutes to just absorb some of that moisture, and then we'll cook it after that. So the rice has been soaking for half an hour, and you can already see, you can definitely tell, even if you can't see the grains themselves have fluffed up, actually you can see the color has changed. It's not as clear, it's a lot more white. And if I put my hand in there, you'll be able to see that it's not as much water in there anymore. So I'm just gonna throw this in my rice cooker and put that guy down. So that'll probably take about 15 minutes, but you know, you can leave it in there once it's done and it'll be fine. So it's been 45 minutes, so our tripe should be nice and cooked, and it's actually a lot softer than it was. Now, one note that I've learned from doing this just now is make sure to stir it fairly regularly. You can see there's like this section that got stuck to the bottom of the pot, and that's fine, but you know, just make sure you don't do that. So we're gonna take this out of here and let it cool off a little bit before we chop it up. So this should be cool enough to handle now, hopefully. Hopefully I don't burn myself. And so we're gonna chop it up into little squares. Now, how cool is this? Like, seeing the inside of a stomach, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that it's this spongy texture. Cut it into little strips, and then we're gonna cut it crosswise into little bite-sized squares. So let's just put a little bit of vegetable oil in the bottom of the pan, sweat our onions. All right, so our onions look good, and apparently I haven't been traumatized by my Dorolat experience of, you know, the case of 1 million onions, as I like to call it. So we're gonna add in the garlic, mix that in a little bit so it gets nice and you know, releases its flavors. Nice and releases its flavors. That's how I talk, guys. Ooh, that smells good. This is like the beginning of every Italian dish, so this brings me home. We're gonna add this special item, the Aji Amarillo, and that's 1 tablespoon. And at this point, we'll add a little bit of salt, and we're gonna throw in a pinch of black pepper. Let's go in with a teaspoon of cumin. Interesting. It's not gonna fit. I wonder if my half teaspoon will work. Let's see. Nope. All right, well, I'm gonna do 8 of these. Turmeric, we're gonna use that for color and flavor, I guess. So 2 teaspoons, so that means 8 quarter teaspoons, right? I can math this time. Now that that's mixed up, we're gonna throw in our tripe. Slippery. Interesting fact, the Spanish word for tripe is modongo, which makes me think that I wonder if there's a dish called modongo mofongo or mofongo modongo, because mofongo is a dish made out of smashed plantains. If not, maybe I should try making that next. Or if so, maybe I should try making that next because I've never made mofongo before. So one ingredient that I didn't mention before was beef broth. We're gonna need 2 cups of this. So we're gonna crank up the heat to high, and we're gonna boil this for 20 minutes so that the tripe absorbs all those flavors. So this stuff has been going for 40 minutes, and you can see it reduced quite a bit, but there's still plenty of water in there for the potatoes. So we're gonna add those right now. Along with that, we're gonna add the chopped mint. So mix it in and let this cook for another 10 minutes so the potatoes get cooked. All right, 10 minutes are up. So what we're gonna do right now is put in the peas. But since they are basically cooked already, I'm gonna mix them in and let them sit for like maybe a minute. So I'm always a fan of cool presentation, so I thought of something that would be pretty fun to try out with the rice. Instead of just piling it on the plate haphazardly, I'm going to use a mug to form it into a tower. I'm going to take some vegetable oil, just line the inside with a paper towel, just so the rice doesn't stick to the inside and it slips out real easy. And we'll just shovel this stuff right in. And to get it to take shape, just pack it down lightly. Cool. So let's see if that works. All right. That looks pretty cool. So let's dig in. It's a lot more delicate than I thought it would be. It's got a little kick to it. I think that's from the aji, and you can definitely taste that tripe. You might have put too many potatoes. It's not supposed to be this thick. It's supposed to be a little bit more of a stew. The mint doesn't jump out, which is what I was worried about, and I'm totally okay with it not being as prominent. I don't know if I'll cook it again, but it was, you know, worth the effort. And to note, this took me the least amount of time out of any of the dishes that I've made so far, which is definitely a positive considering how long it took for all the previous stuff. It's just hours and hours. which, I love cooking, but I don't like waiting